what did you see that you cannot wait to tell other people about?
I went to Jabra today and got to like try on the new Evolve 3 headset. And they did a demo for me where they had two of their employees like screaming, and the third employee had the headset on and was talking to me, and I was in a call box and I couldn't hear anyone but her.
Wow.
So I was like, this is a really chaotic demo. I love it. But they were like, this shows that like you could be in a coffee shop and work, and like no one's gonna hear anyone but you. Yeah. So I was really down, and it's boomless.
Wow.
Which I hate the mic in my face too. I feel like it takes me back to my Chick-fil-A days where I was working the drive-thru.
Hi, can I take your order?
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 cokes, 100 tater tots, 100 pizzas, 100 tenders, 100 meatballs, 100 coffees, 55 wings, 55 shakes, 55 pancakes, 55 pasta, 55 peppers, and 155 taters.
Okay, that'll be $680.
Okay.
Part 2 of our conversation at ISE 2026. Stay tuned, because we're going to hear from some fantastic folks giving us their take, what that surprised them, and why they attend ISE 2026. All that and more next on AV Week. This is AV Week, episode 756, recorded Friday, February 6, 2026. Live from ISE 2026, Part 2. This is AV Week, your weekly wrap-up of the audiovisual news and information. My name is Tim Albury. I am your host. This is part 2 of us coming to you from ISE 2026 in the fabulous Midwich stand. Thank you very much, Jenny Hicks.
You're welcome.
That is Jenny Hicks. She's from Midwich.
I didn't build it.
Yeah, well, that's not what Neto said. And with us also is my compatriot for the week, Steph Beckett from rAVe.
Hi.
How you feeling?
I don't know. I feel like I've lost touch with reality.
So here's the funny thing about time. This is going to post a week from this coming Monday. We're recording this on Friday the 6th. So by the time this airs, I can say, in the past, Steph and I were on rAVe TV this morning.
Yes.
And it was also a little bit slap happy.
Really chaotic.
We ended up talking about Steph's paper skin and brittle bones.
Yeah. Have you ever seen SpongeBob?
Yeah.
You know, there's like the episode with that guy, and he's like, I've got glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I wake up and I break my legs, and every night I go to sleep having a heart attack. And I was like, that's what it feels like this week. And I think that's just kind of what trade shows are like by the time you're over 30. So for I started coming to these when I was 22, and I used to be like, yeah, whatever, everything's cool, everything's fine. And now it's 10 years later, I'm about to be 32, and I'm like, glass bones, paper skin. I think my back's broken. I fell in the shower yesterday. We're being held together by like duct tape at this point.
Duct tape, bubblegum, and
duct tape,
bubble
gum, and compression socks.
Yes,
so
you need the Friday though, right? I found that this morning. Walking in, it's so much quieter.
It is.
There's a calm to it that actually I feel bad for the people that went home yesterday. They left on a buzz. They're gonna go home and they get like this horrendous come down of just extreme to nothing. Today, if you can stay for the Friday, it gives you like a stepstone.
Yeah,
downgrade.
Friday's my day to see things.
Agreed.
Because I'm sure as both of you are, I'm in appointments like day in, day out from Tuesday to Thursday. Yeah. So Friday's my day that I have free time to like actually get into the booths that I didn't have appointments in and see things and touch them. And I went to Jabra today and got to like try on the new Evolve 3 headset, and I wouldn't have had time to do that. And it's really good, by the way.
Well, speaking of that, that's my first question to everybody. What did you see that you cannot wait to tell other people about?
Ooh, probably that. Because I have a big head, right? So
and brittle bones.
And brittle bones, paper skin. But headsets hurt my head, so I don't really wear them very often. I've tried just about all of them on the market, but these were really comfy and they sounded really good. And they did a demo for me where they had two of their employees like screaming, and the third employee had the headset on and was talking to me, and I was in a call box and I couldn't hear anyone but her.
Wow.
So I was like, this is a really chaotic demo. I love it. But they were like, this shows that like you could be in a coffee shop and work, and like no one's gonna hear anyone but you. Yeah. So I was really down, and it's boomless.
Wow.
Which I hate the mic in my face too. I feel like it takes me back to my Chick-fil-A days where I was working the drive-thru.
My pleasure.
But it doesn't have that, so it just looks like a regular pair of headphones. So yeah.
All right. Ms. Hicks, you were in the same position Mr. Nutter was in, but I'm still going to ask you the same question.
I can't pick one. One isn't fair.
Okay, two.
Okay. Did you go to the Brightsign booth?
I did.
So in partnership with Nextmosphere, they had and maybe this is a thing, but I thought it was really clever. I think I have seen it before, but it made sense to me this year. So they've got these shirts on a podium and then the screens behind it, and it's triggered content, and it's done by weight recognition, but it's based on what you lift off. So it knows if the weight changes by X amount, the product that's been removed is this one, therefore this is the content that I play. So you don't have to think about how you're interacting with it. Whereas on the other side of the wall, they've got these paddle rackets.
Yeah.
And you need to pick up the racket for the content to change. Now, it's entirely possible that you won't pick up the racket if you're not interested, so you don't get the interactivity from the experience. But if you are interested in a product and you pick it up, and the content is then triggered because of what you removed, unprompted, that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
I really like the Sharp booth. They've got a screen on there that they've taken out of an airport that's been installed and in use for 20 years, and they've removed it and put it on the booth, and it's just running all of the same content. It's just such a great advert.
That is cool.
They've got a 55-inch e-paper.
Yes.
Full color. That's that's a genuinely useful product. You know, when you see it, you go, it's the year. It's the year that this starts happening. Yeah. So, yeah, go those two.
All right.
I mean, I would have had 5, but you only gave me 2.
They have the really pretty DV LEDs outside their booth, too, that are, like, kind of in that artsy installation, so that you can kind of walk between them. And I think there are a couple different pixel pitches, too, so you can kind of see the difference while you're walking between
different technologies, but they've calibrated them so well. You don't really notice as you're walking up to them, which is quite cool.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Though.
All right, since you have 5, I'll let you have 3. What's the third one?
Well, hang on, from 5 to 3 to okay. What am I going with as my final choice? So, Hive.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, Hive is cool.
Yeah,
Hive is very cool.
Hive gets it. So, yeah, we're taking that. Just go look, or I don't know, go to rAVe and watch a booth tour. Those products are so clever, so interesting. They're the size of a signage player, but they can do so much more, and they're really relevant for like events and immersive experiences, and at a really cost-effective point. So.
All right, that's a good one. That's a good one to end on. Steph, what is the overarching theme of ISE for you?
I would say it's like expansion.
Okay.
Because you and I have talked about this before. This is not a year of like groundbreaking, earth-shattering technology. I haven't seen that in a few years. But it is the year of people being like, well, we've had this for a while, we've made it better. We've had this for a while, the tech is now cheaper. We've had this for a while, the pixel pitch is now tighter. We've had this for a while, it's now so much easier to deploy because we've made these updates to it. Or now it has software included. We talked about that too. Yeah. So this is the year of like, these things have been here for a while, but we're finding easier ways to make them work.
Right. Jen?
This is the year of the cloud management platform.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great. You know, people want to be able to manage their products and they want to see if they've gone offline. They want to be able to push updates to them. I'm not disagreeing with what anyone's built. I just think that there needs to be, you know, and a number of the booths have partnered with Excite here, and I like that movement. I'm really comfortable with because it gives you a central platform
to look at everything.
Exactly.
Because who wants to look at like 87 different? Yeah. Does that actually save you time if you're looking at 87 different apps that all have their own app and to see what's wrong.
And they all work differently.
Yeah.
Or they all have a different, like, traffic light system and so on. So you're sort of looking at everyone, I'm like, there's just no uniform user experience or intuitiveness here. And they're all great, but I can't have 9 different tabs open to run my estate.
And they all should talk to each other.
Yep.
You have 9 different tabs open and none of the tabs are talking to each other. So, I'm Team Excite as well. They're doing some good work.
You know, and there are others out there, and that's fine. But I was pleased to see it's like I've heaved a sigh of relief on the booth that I've gone to. Like Legrand is one, for example. They're like, well, we've partnered with Excite. And you go, yes.
Yeah.
That puts you in this club where when I need a coin a visionary phrase, ecosystem of multiple brands, this is the place I can maybe start to look. So I think people who are pinning everything on their cloud management platform that they've developed and think that that's going to lock everybody into their products might be a little bit short-sighted. Have your own this is what we consider best practice, and then work with the others, work with the overarching platforms as well so that people have the choice.
All right. Steph, as we wrap up this segment, what was one thing that surprised you about this week?
One thing that surprised me, I think, probably just like how fast it's gone.
Yes.
You know, it seems like a 4-day show is so much time to be able to see everything, but it's really not. It goes by so quick because of how busy the show is, and I think how busy it is surprised me too. Because it was really busy last year, so I kind of thought we'd stick there in terms of like size, but the show really has grown every single year since coming to Barcelona, so it really has been like surprising but amazing to see. There's something quite beautiful about not being able to walk Hall 3 without touching elbows with another person. So
that is for sure. And we're sitting in Hall 3
as we speak, which we have a little more room to breathe this day because it's Friday. But
you just touched elbows. I've walked smack into people's backs. It's the people that stop to take pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't know they're going to stop. And then you cause this sort of domino fall effect.
Oh, my gosh. Or, like, they're tall, so they don't see you down here. And they just kind of step on you.
Yep.
All right, Jenny, what was something that surprised you?
Something that surprised me is the LED booths, DV LED booths. So the reason being, I historically have found, and even still last year, that the micro LED and chip on board product was predominantly on those big publicly listed brand stands, or the guys that are in LCD that moved into DV LED as part of their evolution. This year, across the sales floor, I reckon 80% of the product that you're looking at is chip on board. So we've reached a price point now where we can do that, and those smaller, less known Chinese and Taiwanese brands that come and exhibit here, they used to have the SMD product and much wider pixel pitch and so on, and they've really it's just leveled. So
it has. That's true.
I like that. All right, thank you both so much. Steph Beckett, how do people connect with you or rAVe Pubs?
You can read all of our coverage on ravepubs.com. We have an ISE microsite as well that has all of our ISE product videos. We're uploading them as we speak. We plan to probably have about 2,000 of those by the time this is over. And you can check all of those out at ravepubs.com/ISE.
That's why she's so tired. Just
Wow.
made that out. All right, Jenny, thank you so much for having us in your stand. How do people connect with you or Midwich?
Yeah, so it's jenny.hicks@midwich.com. Jenny Hicks on LinkedIn, and the face that loosely looks like this one, which is a little less tired. Or you can find me at Midwich Jenny on X.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Part 2 of our second one. My friend Iffat Chaudhry. How are you, ma'am?
I'm happy but exhausted.
Yes, that is a theme.
I think my voice is not coping too well today. I should sit closer to the mic, maybe.
He's not yelling at us, so it's fine. Also with us is Dr. Joe Way. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for having me, Tim. It's always great joining you here at ISE.
It's a funny thing, and I've asked a couple people why they come, and the last episode was all Americans, right? And that's the most fascinating thing to me is how in the last 10 years, because Chris Netto and I came to ISE the first time in 2015,
Right.
how that contingent has grown. So I'll just throw your curveball, Joe. Why do you come?
Well, I think the biggest misnomer is that this is a European show.
Yeah.
It's a global show. And this is the time, and if I'm going to speak to it from the point of higher ed,
Yeah.
guess what I'm doing this summer? I'm doing installs. When are companies now releasing things? January, right? Start of your fiscal year. Great time to start releasing things. We're talking about what's coming, right? There still might be a little bit of vaporware out there, but these are the times where you have conversations that help me make the right decisions for what I need to do in 6 months.
Okay.
So that's why I have to be here. And we're seeing a huge growth of end users from North America coming here for that exact same reason. It just aligns right with what we have to deliver for our customers.
Yeah, absolutely. Iffat, what have you seen in this show that
I
has
thought you were
surprised
going to ask me why I came here. I was
Well,
prepping that.
Okay,
in my head.
why did you come?
You just hijack his show.
I don't care, dude. It's
And,
Friday. I'm
you know-
good,
But in
this.
my head, I was thinking, and how about you? I'll answer both of those together actually, because part of it is to see the wows.
Yeah.
If I think back, so I've been in the industry for 20-ish years. It used to be, I remember manufacturers saying, we're launching our new thing at Infocom. We're launching our, it was always Infocom.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a long time. It's now, I'm launching my new thing at ISE. So the calendar has changed. I don't know why. I'm guessing it's footfall. So you're talking about, 80 to 90,000 versus a lot less
Yes.
for Infocom. But Infocom just had that profile of being the show and bigger, and in reality it really isn't. It's still a big show, it's still significant
It is, but
and still relevant, obviously.
But Joe mentioned something there a second ago that's very, very vital. Two things. Number one, you're right about the football. Number two is the buying cycle of
Exactly.
predominantly
It's
at
too
higher
late by the
education.
time Infocom comes.
It is, and
Because if you're speccing and you want, and as a manufacturer you want your new product specced, it's if you're only showing it in June, it's not going to get specced till next year.
no.
Yeah.
So yeah, completely agree with you. That's, I mean, weather-wise, I wish organisers, if you're watching, you would just switch them round. Let's do Infocom at this time of year, and let's do Barcelona in June. It's beautiful. But
I
yeah,
don't think they're going to do that.
they're never going to do that.
No.
But
But
you
that's
know.
okay.
And
I
I'm
can
sure it's
put it
the
out
first time they've heard that
I know,
suggestion.
Yes,
right?
as
You
a
know,
great
It's along with, can we
proposition.
go
They've
back to
never
Amsterdam?
ever thought about that.
Yes. Joe, what did you see that wowed you that you're gearing to take out back to UCLA?
A couple of things that I will say. First off, no major wow technology came
Okay.
out. I didn't see it. But what I did see is, there was a couple little cool like LED, transparent LED that's both sides, different content on each side. That's kind of cool. I like
We've
that.
been doing that for a couple of years.
Okay. Well, I liked it when I saw it here. Okay. But I know it's not new, but I'm seeing the development of it, and at a price I can afford it.
Yeah, maybe that's
Okay.
it.
There's that.
And it's getting less clunky, so things like where you could see, like the power is a bit more, it's more concealed and contained. So yeah.
But more than what I saw is, like with HETMA, we have 2 booths this year, right? The growth of the side congresses, I'll call it. We have the Education Congress. Now, granted, this year it's down at the old, Monjique. I'm sure I mispronounced that. But having a whole other area and saying, we're going to take the EDUCAUSE of Europe and bring it into ISE.
Yep.
And so I'm seeing AV adjacent grow. And I guess that's really how they're going to grow this show. I mean, you think it's already the world's largest, AV show. Well, how are you going to grow it more? Well, that's how you do it. You find the adjacents.
Well,
So
yeah,
I
you
had,
got education, broadcast, smart buildings, stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I remember years ago as a young teen, my brother being really obsessed with Bang & Olufsen and Bang & Olufsen
Yeah.
televisions and so on. And they are exhibiting this year.
Mhm.
So there are brands coming in. I think the relationship between CEDIA and Avixa as co-owners is is just getting better and better, where you don't feel that if you're a resi person, you're only going to be in Hall 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot more crossover. There's a lot more looking over the wall, kind of. And that's really good to see. And that's
Absolutely.
bringing more brands in. But also, I think, in the last 5 years, the whole return to work and all of that push, I think part of the reason for that crossover is people want their workspaces to be, I mean, look at this, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And no one would have thought, if we go pre-pandemic, sorry,
Oh,
no one
you gotta
would have
take a
thought,
drink.
no one, at happy hour, yes, no one would have thought of having a space like this in their office. I'm sure people are doing that now.
Yes.
You know, you're seeing that crossover, and those kind of products that previously would only sit in resi are now creeping into Pro AV. It's nothing to do with the tech. It's just people kind of going, oh yeah, it's just a light. You know, the tech's always been there. It's always been functional and adaptable and fine for all of those spaces. But no, people felt that wasn't a Pro AV product, or that wasn't a residential product, and the crossovers, it's great to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's good for our workforce, because those skills are all transferable.
Yeah.
So that's great to see. But I think my biggest wow was the couple of things, but the Sony 3D, if you saw that, did you see that?
Yeah.
Where you
Yes.
could grab it, and I mean, now that I work in the retail sphere a lot, I can see that application where, as a customer, if I wanted to go in and pick up a pair of shoes and turn them over and see the different colorways, if I was stores can't always carry every color, every version, so it's nice to be able to just do that. I mean, yeah, let's see if it gets adopted or not. It's not something that's going to roll out to every high street.
You know, on top of that too, I started thinking about the conversations I've had with manufacturers, especially as they've kind of stopped by us, or I've seen them. And maybe because we haven't seen a lot of wow new technology, but everyone's having we now have a software that works with XYZ.
Boom.
Right.
We now have a management platform that
Absolutely.
works with XYZ. We're finally seeing the connection of
Yeah.
brand to brand, and how do you show that on a
play
flashy booth?
nicely.
How do
Yeah.
you sell software, right? It's other than have the conversation. So maybe that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
You're still putting up the fancy LED walls because you want eyes attracted, but the real conversation is that.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that play well in the same playground together, I think, finally.
Yeah.
What was the overarching theme of ISE for you?
So the official theme was Push Beyond.
No, I know.
But no, there's a link. It's a tedious link, but it is a link. But all the conversations I had, and I, like you, I did quite a bit of recording as well for my 2 podcasts. Just get that in. AV in the Wild is the
Oh no,
one to
we're
follow.
going to put it at the end too. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
there's a lot of giving back. So it's the year of giving back. So if you look at things like, I don't know if you got a chance to look at Connected Classroom, did you? Yeah. So all the kit that's in the Connected Classroom when the show goes down will be donated to a school in Barcelona.
Oh wow.
So there are things like that are about giving back. A lot of the speakers, keynote speakers, it seems to be a theme of, right, what can we do? Let's make it better. rAVe is here for the first time. The support for women, we've got a safe taxi service this year for the first time. There are lots of things happening, but for me, the theme is people want to give back, which is so close to my heart.
Yeah. Joe?
Yeah, for me, and I'll speak to it from a HETMA point of view. As everyone knows, we kind of launched our own initiative this year, our hashtag Road to 10K, get to 10,000 members by Infocom.
Oh, I thought you meant 10,000 steps. I was going to say I'm in.
Oh, yeah, so, that you do. But, we were at 8,000 before we came here, and we crossed it yesterday, our
Wow.
10,000
Amazing.
mark.
Congratulations.
Very
Okay.
nice.
And here's the thing. It's all brand new education people saying, I've needed something like this. Where have you been? Not growing by people who are already part of another organization and just, come to our organization. Brand new people saying, I need something huge like this to feel small and connected with my people and as we always talk about in higher ed, how we can be so siloed even on our own. We can feel alone on these huge campuses too, and saying, oh, there's a community for me. And I felt that at the EdTech Congress, which is really the big part of kind of why we went over the top. But we're hitting it 6 months early, and off of people who I already can see we're going to have a lot of global leaders all over the country. India, Middle East, South Africa, every country. And it's like, okay, we're not even having to go the, English speakings, right? And it's like, oh, can I help you? Oh, do you need a group over here? Do you need a group over there? I'm like, yes. And you tell us how to do it. We'll just be there, help you with resources and help guide. And we've got some templates, but figure out what works for you. And we felt it. We felt it at our happy hour yesterday. I think one of the big changes, we've been here, this is our second year having a booth, but we've been here, Influencers Lounge, that kind of thing for the last 5-6 years. This is the first year that I saw the little, I'll say it, cliques and groups. And, Europe is very different than North America, right? We have common language. We're big, there's more of that. Here, different language, different cultures, obviously, kind of different social norms. At our happy hour, I saw those groups break up and start working, going, that's the first time I've seen that happen. Okay. And in higher ed, that's even more, we even separate more, right? And so to me, I think it's very encouraging. Obviously a great show for Hetma in that sense, but I also think it's very encouraging about our industry too. I think it says something, I don't know what it means yet, but I just stepped back and went, Spain's talking to India's, talking to this, and we have Lyle from Trinidad and Tobago doing live DJing, and we're streaming him in, and it's like, Steve from Canada is there, and we're going, we said we're a global org because I just wrote it on the website, and now it's like, oh, this is actually happening in real life.
Nice.
And I think it's more than just Hetma. I think it says something about our industry.
I think it does, and I think it's another facet to what I was saying about the giving back. People are more, I don't know if we're less suspicious of each other and a bit more willing to learn from each other and share best practice, which is how it always should have been, should be, but hasn't really been.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
That's very encouraging. I like that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you both so much. Iffat Chaudhry, how do people connect with you or listen to your 15 podcasts?
One at a time. That's how. LinkedIn's probably the best place to connect with me. So it's just Iffat Chaudhry. I don't think there's another one. So, yeah.
And your podcast?
You should find me. AV in the Wild, which is being, it's on every platform. It's got its own LinkedIn page as well, so please follow. I co-host that with the wonderful Neil Fluester, but we also bring in other people and, because why not?
Yes.
So, that's the one to listen to.
All right. Dr. Way, thank you, sir. How do people connect with you with Hetma and also listening to your 10 podcasts?
It does almost feel that way. Across our platform, yes, you can find me at Josiah Way on all of the socials or just at a.com. And that'll take you to everything. And of course, at Higher Ed AV Podcast is my show. At Hetma, at higheredav.com, we have probably 8 or 10 different shows and articles, things that'll keep you up to date and kind of what's happening within a higher ed vertical. But go to hetma.org and make sure you join and follow, because I'm just going to change it to hashtag road to 20K now, I guess,
That's a good one. I like that. Thank you both so much.
And where do people find you?
They don't. Hiding,
just ask us.
Hiding under my covers this weekend. No, if that's very kind. Don't follow me anywhere, but go by the website, AVNation.tv. It's AVNation.tv. You'll find this program and a host of others. Obviously, you will find all of our coverage of ISE 2026. If you are interested in reading things that I write that have nothing to do with AV technology, you can connect with me on LinkedIn if you would like. But go by the website, avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. That's all the time we have for AV Week.
The network for the AV industry. What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.